George Washington's birthday. George Washington was the first president of the United States. He is called the father of his country. His birthday is February 22nd. The story of George Washington. George Washington was born February 22nd, 1732, in Virginia. His family was rich. They owned a large plantation. George loved parties and dancing. He was very kind. He gave money to many poor people. So I guess that's where he was born. George Washington is called the father of his country. He was the leader of the American army in the War of Independence. He did not ask for any pay for this. The war was very difficult. One winter at Valley Forge, the soldiers had no warm clothes or shoes, but they did not leave George Washington. He was a good leader, and they loved him. The Americans won the war. A new country, the United States, was born. After the war, George Washington was the leader of the men who wrote the Constitution for the new country. George Washington was tired. He did not want to be president, but everyone voted for him. He was elected the first president of the United States. He was a very good president. He was elected a second time in 1793. He was first in war, first in peace, and first in the hearts of his countrymen. Story of George Washington exercises. Do you know these words? Find them in the story. Draw a line under them. Copy the words. Write the meanings. Be was born. Ridge, own, plantation, party, kind, president, country, leader, army, war, independence, difficult, father, countryman, soldier, close, win, won, constitution, tired, elect, peace. George Washington was born poor or rich? Yes, George Washington was born rich. George Washington is called the what of his country? George Washington was called the father of his country? Leader of his country. Father of his country. He was the leader in the American War for difficulty or independence. He was the leader in the American War for independence. Good. George Washington was the first what of the United States? George Washington was the first army of the United States or leader of the United States? George Washington was the first leader of the United States. Write Lincoln or Washington after these sentences. Oh, we haven't gone over Lincoln yet. He was born in Kentucky. Washington or Lincoln? Ding, ding, ding. It was Lincoln. He was born in Virginia. Washington or Lincoln? You're right. It was Washington. He was the first president. You got it. It was Washington. He was the 16th president. Ding, ding, ding. Lincoln. You got it. He fought in the War of Independence. That's right. It was Washington. He was president during the Civil War. Hooray! It was Lincoln. He freed the slaves. Was it Washington or Lincoln? Lincoln did. That's right. He saved the Union. Who was that? Washington. Hooray! He helped to write the Constitution. You got it. Washington. He was a good leader. Lincoln and Washington, probably. Way to go. George Washington and the cherry tree. There are many stories about George Washington. Here is one famous story. When George Washington was a little boy, his father gave him an axe for his birthday. Here's the axe. George wanted to practice with this axe, so he cut down a tree near his home. When George's father came home, he saw that his favorite cherry tree had been cut down. He was very, very angry. "Who cut down my cherry tree?" he shouted. George was afraid. He was sure that his father would punish him, but he did not tell a lie. "Father," said George, "I cannot tell a lie. I cut down your cherry tree with my new axe." "My son," said George's father, "I am sad that I have lost my cherry tree, but you have given me something better. You told the truth. That makes me a very happy father." He hugged and kissed George and did not punish him. Today, many people eat cherry pie on Washington's birthday and tell this story to children. What happened first? Write the number 1. What happened next? Write the number 2. Then 3, 4, and 5 to show what happened next. George cut down the cherry tree. George told the truth. George got an axe for his birthday. George's father was angry. George's father was happy. Which one is first? That's right. George got an axe for his birthday. Number 2. What happened next? You're right. George cut down the cherry tree. Number 3. What happened next? You got it. George's father was angry. And then we have 2 left. What happened next? Way to go. George told the truth. And the last one, George's father was happy because he told the truth.